It's all starting to connect together now. This goes back all the way up to the very top. As soon as you can start seeing how the world has formated over the last 2,000 odd years, then you can start putting all the stories together. It did start in Israel at the top, and underneath you had the Saudis and the kingdom, and then you had the Middle East, and that then evolved into Europe and the Greeks, and then it went into the Italians and Rome, and then it went all into the Vikings. It's as the land unfolded. And then once we get to the United Kingdom, it united all the kingdoms together. And for a long time, that was the last land, hence where the royalty and stuff come in. Yet across the pond, as the sun spirals down, that's when America reveals itself, knowing that criminals and darkness will always come along after. That's why we see some of these buildings, they were created when they first got there. They leave them a little glimpse and then they disappear. They hide in plain sight. This has been a biblical story. Yet what we're seeing now is two sides. And a lot of people have been hiding, blending in. This goes back to World War II and the Nazis. It wasn't just men in uniform. It was families all through across the land. Now people are born into different nationalities, different countries, different family names. It's still the same war. And now you can start seeing the truth always wins. Because a big lie that people have been born into, a small crime that they might be committing with a group of friends, or a few local businesses, or a family or organisation, it's crime to serve a few over the masses, to deceive the rest knowingly. But that crime, when you start zooming out and you start seeing all the other crimes, all crime links, all part of the same system, all part of the darkness, all part of the criminal syndicate, and then you start realising it is controlled by people at the top, the information of all, the knowledge of all. So people are slaves within their own system without realising. The 2020, the year of the awakening for most of the people that are on the wrong side of truth, starting to realise that they've been played by their own people, the elites. They had to try to break away and blend in as conservatives, as patriots, as MAGA. Yet they're still on the wrong side. So they've been caught in the lie and the movie that's being projected to us. They moan about the Ukraine war first of all, and now they're seeing their own people getting destroyed within Hamas. That's the top of the snake. Again, it's a movie being played out. But the belly of the beast, they've never thought they would lose, which means their whole system was still intact. It was a silent system that worked. All the processes in place. They took control of God's children. They selected who they wanted. They use the technology to work in their favour, but they do it all hush-hush. That's all been exposed now. And then you'll start seeing how dark and sinister it really is. And you can see the lengths that certain people go to have control over their nearest and dearest. It's even within the families, knowing full well what's going on. And that's why they've had so much power, just with that awareness. And this is where the 4D comes in. As soon as you can see there's levels to this, and now you're aware of it all, you can stand on there knowing that you're in the truth. Your light's shining on all the darkness, bringing it all out into the open. And when you start seeing it all connects back to human trafficking, some of the worst crimes, all of these systems and this syndicate funds that. So although you get on with your own life and people think it's fine, it's our own little thing, when you start looking at the whole thing as one, which we are, it's destroying God's creation because it's going against God to serve a few. That's what all this comes down to. Money is the evil part of this. Follow the money, you'll start seeing how evil it becomes when you see the intention behind it. So when you can start seeing what has gone on to expose all of this, God's children, gone through the dark without realising, and then bring their light out. And in that light, nothing can stop what's coming. So if we can start seeing now, this goes back. People are defending Nazism. People are Nazis. The Nazis are hiding in plain sight. The mafia is hiding in plain sight. The mob is hiding in plain sight. ISIS is hiding in plain sight. Hamas is hiding in plain sight. China communists is hiding in plain sight. It goes back, people. There's corruption everywhere. This is the first time, though, where it's been fully exposed because we're aware of all, contained in the Truman Show. So enjoy the Great Awakening, people. It's a lot easier to accept when you bring it down to two sides, God and the darkness.